Hey, what's up, everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you with another video. All right, that was quick, fast, and in a hurry. It was ready when I got there. I didn't have to wait, slow up, or nothing. So that was really cool. It was extremely desolate tonight. There was nobody in there but him and me. So came in there, gave him his money, and walked out. I don't think that took as much as 25 seconds. I honestly don't think it took that long. So that's really good. Very happy to have my rice. The place is called Chang Thungs. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Chang Tongues, maybe the H is silent. I think that's how that's pronounced. But I like coming here, man. They have good stuff. It digests well, give you great portions. Yeah, it was great all the time. I haven't had a bad meal yet. I haven't tried anything other than my combo fried rice. But when I'm in Sun Valley, that's where I like to eat. So yeah, man, I feel good, man. I feel like the cold is clearing up, which is important because I do not want to get sick for the second time in a month. That is something that literally never happens to me. I don't think I've ever had that happen in my entire life. So I'm wondering if my immune system is starting to be, decrease or whatever the case may be, because there's no reason for me to have gotten sick twice this soon. You know what I mean? For it to be just 3-week period. That is weird for me. Like super rare. So I don't know what's going on with my body, man, but I'm kicking forward. I know that there was a couple nights ago where, maybe a week ago, where it was raining slightly, and I didn't have a hat on my head, and so the rain kind of hit my head. I think that might have opened me up to whatever it is this little bug is. And the time before that, it was raining, and I went out and ended up stepping in a puddle, which has been the bane of my shoes' existence, because, man, I don't know what was in that puddle, but it's made my shoes smell like somebody's horrific body odor, man. That's what it was. I stepped in a puddle on a very rainy day, and whatever was in that puddle just reeked of a person's body odor, someone homeless body odor, and my shoes have not been able to stop smelling like it ever since, man. It's awful. I've tried to wash them. I actually didn't put them in the washing machine because you know how that goes. It can destroy the shoes, but I did everything to wash them by hand, sprayed stuff on them, everything I could, and that smell won't come out. I put them in, I've had them aired out with the window open, just kept them at the window, and that's helped some. In fact, it's helped a lot, but that smell is still there, man. So what I need to do is get rid of these shoes, man. But I haven't wanted to spend the $200 or whatever it would cost to get some more. Just ain't really got the money to really do that. Or I have to dip into my savings to pull it off. So it's frustrating, man. I hate this smell so much. That's another thing. It ain't just body odor, it's a reeking smell that is just unbearable, man. So I don't know, I'll probably just bite the bullet and put them in the laundry. But my thing is, I've tried to put shoes in the laundry, it ruins the shoes. Not only that, but sometimes if you put it in the dryer, it'll kick open the dryer door and it won't ever actually dry. So it's a lot of reasons that I didn't want to do that, but at this point, when I put them things on right before I left this hotel, I still smell them. I'm like, man, I can't do this with these shoes no more. I'm pretty damn certain I'm gonna have to get rid of these shoes. And as I tell y'all, the other ones that I have, they're lacking in what would be right for walking regularly, man. They have a hole in the bottom of one of them, even though I spent $240 on them damn things. It took a year for them to have lost some of the air in the shoe, so it's not comfortable to walk in those, and it's loud when you do. So I don't know, man. I gotta get some new shoes this year for certain, rather soon. Not to bite the bullet and just make the investment, man. These are not cheap shoes. They lasted only about a year. These are still rather good condition, but that smell is unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. So yeah, man, that's what's going on. I know that's not important, but it is something I've been thinking about, been dreading, dealing with. But some of my shoes, my favorite shoes, they are bad smelling. It's not my odor, and I don't like smelling like that by any stretch of the imagination, not even in a small way. So yeah, man, that's something I've been dealing with for about 2 or 3 weeks since that big rain came. So yeah, man, it just is what it is, man. Time to get some new ones, and I don't particularly know what type of shoes I want to get or when I'm actually going to bite the bullet and make that purchase. But at this point, I'm about ready to throw these away. I'm ready to throw those away soon. So that's what's up, man. That is not important at all. Like I told you guys in the last video, I don't really have too much important stuff on my mind. There's a lot of important stuff going on in the world, but I don't necessarily want to talk about everything that I've been seeing in regards to ICE right now. Saw some more stuff from Gaza, awful images coming out of Gaza. Kids unalived once again. I don't know what the situation was or the context, but it was just them zooming in on people finding little kids in their bed unalived and removing them from the bed. It's just like, yo, those type of images are not natural. I'm sorry that I have to even describe them to you guys, but we gotta always remember that there are things going on in this world that are significantly worse than the things that we're struggling with here in America. And that America is doing these things to these people along with their homeboy Israel. And it is tough, man, to see what's there. And they're trying their best to silence people from telling you what's there, but they're doing nothing to stop doing what they're doing over there. They don't want you to talk about it, but they surely don't want to discipline against it. And it's awful, man. You know, I started my Up Scroll account today. That was something I did when I got in the hotel. Checked out Up Scroll. It's owned by a Palestinian Australian, and essentially it's supposed to be a replacement for TikTok. That should be Zio free. So you should be able to speak your truth for now until they find a way to get their hands on it somehow, which I know they're trying to figure out. But everybody's rushing over there. And so if you care about that type of content, all the best pro-Palestine content creators are over there. They're at Upscroll right now. And I've started my account, started following a few people I'm familiar with. And we'll see what's going on over there too, because this information is necessary. They do want to silence it. Obviously, Ellison has bought TikTok, and now TikTok has made it so that you can't even say certain words, man. Some words, like Epstein, you can't say Epstein in TikTok DMs anymore. You can say it on other parts of the platform, but they've banned it from DMs on TikTok, which is really messed up, man. It's messed up. You can't say the word Epstein. How is it that we can't say the word Epstein? This is how messed up these people mentality is. That they're so comfortable with people doing crimes of a sexual nature on their behalf that they try to protect against anybody having anything to say about it. It's like they are so messed up, man. These people are really messed up, and most people who are not paying attention to that do not even know it. But they're going to know it because these people are being very loud about trying to silence people, and that makes it so that people start wondering what's going on there, and they find out what it is I just described. And so I don't understand why they ain't figured this out yet. If you're going to shine a light on somebody who's shining a light on you, and you're negative in regards to them, you'll suspend them or try to silence them. All that does is make it so that everybody looks over there. They're going to look over there. They're going to see what the hell these people have been talking about in regards to you. And then from there, they're going to learn what it is that ultimately you're trying to keep them from learning. I don't get why they don't get that. But they do it all the time. And so this is yet another one of those situations. The TikTok has been silenced. People haven't been able to upload videos, as I mentioned in a video previously. And there's a lot of things they're trying to do with TikTok that essentially silences people from telling the truth about Epstein, silences the truth about Palestine, silences the truth about anything that Zionists ultimately are doing that we know and they know is not right. That's the truth. Things that they may be giving each other passes for, but things that they would not be comfortable with anyone else doing, nor should any of us be comfortable with anybody doing these things. But they give each other passes. In fact, they encourage such behavior amongst one another. And it just speaks to how evil these people are. How evil and wicked and upside down they are. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. They're continuing to hide information about these Epstein files. Nothing's been released that would otherwise tell us anything, but it's a lot of information coming out that a young lady, the little girl, I don't want to make that mistake. Little girl, JonBenet Ramsey from the 90s, her story was such a huge story on media. She was probably an Epstein child. They got pictures, redacted pictures of her sitting on his shoulders. And then another picture that is not redacted of her and Ghislaine Maxwell in the crowd. I guess the little girl was doing something, and Ghislaine Maxwell's face is right next to her, looking in the direction that she's at. It's just, it's really sick, man. I'm telling you, some of the stuff that we have been seeing for years gonna start making more and more sense, because they had their nasty hands in a lot of stuff. And if the media in the 90s or the 2000s was hovering around something real heavily, what we've come to understand is what they have always controlled the media. So a lot of the stuff that we saw was psychological operations. A lot of the stuff we saw was actually stuff that they controlled, and they controlled the story and spinned it a certain way, or created the problem so that they could use it as a distraction. And now all the pieces have come together now. And that JonBenet Ramsey story is one of them. I remember that. I was old enough to remember that. The media lashed to that story in an extremely exaggerated way. It was unfortunate, but it was non-stop coverage. And now I look back on it and say, yeah, that was them. That was the Zios. They did something to that little girl, and they used that story to probably distract us from something they were doing, or just flat out doing some type of evil ritual in regards to that child, like they ultimately are prone to do. So these are things that just, I'm an older person at this point. I'm 41 years old, so a lot of the stuff that was going on in the past, in the 90s, I remember some of this stuff, man. A lot of people who are upright and grown in their 30s, they ain't gonna know nothing about all this. But people like myself, we remember how many stations and how many magazines was covering JonBenet Ramsey. And the idea as a black person was, black little girls die every day. They don't talk about these kids at all. Even some white girls die every day. They don't latch themselves to the story. Why is this story so important? And the answer was, because the Zios had their hands all through that, and they controlled the media just like they do now. So it's evil, man. It's wickedness. It's devil worship. That's really what it comes down to. Devil worship, and the devil loves for people to harm children, and sacrifice children, and all different types of stuff. And that is exactly what these people are proving to be about. Bdf 44. I thank you all for watching.